Changing my life and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like he's getting your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and I feel like the patient.
So, not too long ago, I made a video explaining why the M104 Turbo blew up yet again. This will be the third time I had to replace the head gasket. First time around, we had a crack in the radiator, so boom. Second time around was back when I raced that E55 AMG. I forgot to switch on the radiator fan and kablamo, another head gasket. But this time around, I royally messed up. This might be the stupidest mistake I've made to date. I can't believe I didn't notice this when I took everything apart to get that old blown head gasket out of there. But shortly after making the video and posting the video, I stood around looking at the head and I found the actual culprit into why it blew up. For some reason, I got the old head bolts just to have a look at them, to compare them to the new 12.9 head bolts. So these 12.9 head bolts fit perfectly into the block and they are a lot cheaper than ARP and a lot stronger than the original head bolts. Now for the most part they are exactly the same. The old bolts have a bit more thread, but that doesn't make any difference. For the most part they are exactly the same. The heads are also a bit different, but there is one major difference and I don't know if you guys will be able to pick that up on camera. So this little thing, this little washer, I forgot to get those freaking things back in when I did the head gasket last time around. So I already got the head blocked or skimmed, ready to go back on the car. But let's open it up and then I'll show you guys what not having those washers caused to the head and why I think this is the reason it blew a head gasket this time. Whew, that's clean. Wow, that is nice. Well done to the guys at Klagstorp Head Center for getting this done and knocked out. Friggin' amazing. I might not know much about engines and this stuff, but to machine something like this to an almost mirror finish, it has to be a good thing, right? But let's look at my scope of genius and those freaking head bolts. And when you take a closer look, I have an old head bolt in there now and then the 12.9. So this is the setup how I had it now and why it blew a head gasket. Because when you remove that, you take a closer look, the head of the bolt pulled into the head by at least a millimeter. And this is how it's supposed to look. So the surface area of the washer is a lot better for a better clamping force. Lekker fucking stupid, ne? But anyway, I think most of you guys will agree with me. This time around, that's why the head gasket blew again. But I already got a new L-ring head gasket. I wanted to go with an MRS head gasket, multi-layered steel, but I can't find any. I wanted to get a Victor Heinz head gasket, but they are a bit harder to source. So I'm just going with the L-ring head gasket, 12.9 head bolts. Pull it, I think, yes, 120 Newton meters. And I truly believe it shouldn't blow up on 0.6 valve boost. It should be able to handle that all day long. But every time I do in fact blow a head gasket, I do try to make some improvements. So first time around with the first head gasket, I don't think I did anything to improve it all that much. Second time around, I added a head spacer, Victor Heinz head gasket, 12.9 head bolts, and I also added a coolant line to the back of the block. And this time around is no different. I do want to make a few changes, but the main goal for this video is to close the engine up again. Oh, and you might have noticed some different wheels on the C200 over there. I have its wheels on the W204 and it looks freaking sick. but I can't decide if I like these wheels on the C200. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know, just trying out a couple of things. But anyway, back to the M104 Turbo. Before we start getting the head back onto the engine, getting that all closed up again, I do want to remove the bumper, remove the intercooler, remove most of the plumbing, clean everything up, because we do have a major oil leak. But I think it's this U-seal over there, but not even Mercedes themselves can get me one of those. I think they have to like order it from Germany or something, and that's gonna take like 6 weeks, and I can't wait that long. So anyway, I'll just give it some RTV or whatever. But another thing I want to do or get into is start planning out a new coolant system. So get rid of that expansion tank over there. I'm thinking about moving it to this side, and then getting rid of a lot of the coolant lines, make it look a bit nicer and cleaner. And then after all that, after we get the head back on, have a plan for the coolant system. I do want to build a new turbo manifold, still also planning that out. For now, I'm gonna start taking things apart, start cleaning, and then we'll move on to getting that head back on. Let's do this. Got a new camera, or well, new to me, so let's test it out. It's a couple of days later. As you guys saw, the engine was just caked in oil, so I spent a hot minute just cleaning everything up. It's just nicer to work on everything when everything isn't just caked in oil. Then it was time to get the new head gasket in there and close up the engine. Now I had to call in a real mechanic to keep an eye on things so we don't end up making a stupid mistake again. So thanks, Andrew.
Frikkie soeke meisie, sy kar loop een van die dag. Is dit weer een vriendin.
Okay. After that, I got the assembly done, torqued everything, sealed everything, and triple checked everything. So I ended up having to use the old U-seal for the cam cover because, like I said, I couldn't find one. But I gave it a lot of RTV and hopefully it should not leak. But got the tensioner back in there, Timing is set, everything looks good, all the cam caps are torqued, the head is torqued to 120 Newton meters, so we first went 60. There is a special sequence, but anyway, second sequence was 90 Newton meters, and then the final step was 120 Newton meters. And then I also cleaned up that cross member piece that I built and got that back on the car. So the goal for this video was to close the engine back up, so goal achieved, the engine is closed. After we get done with the new coolant system, next step is going to be a new turbo manifold. So ideally the idea is to get the turbo relocated to in this area, hence why we removed the expansion tank. The whole goal for the new turbo manifold is going to be better flow, not like the janky log style manifold that I built. We want more flow or easier flow for the engine. I mean, in my mind, an engine that breathes easy makes easy power, something like that. But talking about breathing easy, I would also like to replace the 67mm stock throttle body. I would like to change that out to a 76, but with that again, everything's gonna have to change. Bigger boost pipes, we're gonna go from 67 to 76, as well as the intercooler. I purchased this back when I upgraded to a smaller supercharger pulley for the old engine, but that was only like a 1.8 liter. Now we are at a 3.2 liter, and we are already reducing the 67 boost pipes to a 57 to go into the intercooler, and the inside diameter of this is only like 47 millimeters, which I think is super restrictive. So I might need to cut these off and I don't know, customize the end tanks a bit for 76mm or at least 67. I think we are suffocating the engine with this small intercooler. A lot of things to think about. But as they say, while we are in there, let's make it better. Let me not get ahead of myself. I'm going to end this video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one. Peace.